Hello, well, welcome back to another episode to the Paulcast failed. Now, seeing as how I haven't been able to do one of these in a while, seeing because of the whole hacker situation, it's been hard to make one of these. Even though there's still a lot of unused audio recordings from the official Paulcast from Paul Acosta's YouTube channel, Evil Scar 23. Now, the purpose of why this is a failed episode is that this was recorded around Halloween 2012, past a couple months ago. And the reason it failed is because of just difficulties with just the whole situation. I mean, like, if you listen to the actual podcast, then you already know why we couldn't really do anything on Halloween. But I would just let you listen to see what really happened on that day. It's not really that long. I think it's only a 30-minute recording, but it's something. So, here's another episode of the Paulcast fail.
Are you ready? Yo, you ready? Are you ready? Stand the fuck up! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, the only show that's just slightly better than Batman and Robin. I am Paul Acosta.
Jonathan Peralta.
Yeah, there we go. That's Jonathan Peralta for you folks.
Yeah.
Now, today, we all know, by the time you listen to this, it'll be past Halloween.
It'll be days later, weeks later, maybe.
Yeah, well, today is October 31st, 2012. Halloween, bitches.
And the reason why you're not getting it now is because we're incompetent fools.
Exactly.
And you suck.
We live by our code of conduct.
You know what's ironic? You wanna know what's ironic?
Wait. Let me finish this. We live by our code of conduct. Two guys, crappy stories, no life. We might as well just add a new one. Ugly bitches.
You know what's really ironic?
But by the time you listen to this, it won't be Halloween, obviously.
You always gotta ruin Halloween for me. You always gotta do that. I find it ironic that every Halloween I've ever spent with you, you always fuck it up somehow. How is that possible?
It's nature.
First one, Halloween we did, you got super high and got sick and started
No. That's not true. That wasn't our first Halloween.
The second one.
But you gotta admit, our first one was good.
Second one, you fucked that up. The other time after that, we got drunk and we hardly used all the beer. The other time, you fucking...
One for me and one for my dude.
You couldn't convince your aunt to take us somewhere else.
But we ended up trick-or-treating.
No, we didn't. When we had those big masks, we didn't do nothing. We just stood outside.
Oh, I thought you were talking about last year.
Jackasses. And then last year, we couldn't even stay out that long because your ass got all pissed off and was like, you know what, I'm sick of this, I'm going home.
Because I ran into someone I didn't want to see.
You fuck it up, and now you're fucking up this year. How do you do that? Like this whole month, you were just bitching at your aunt saying like, she better not ruin this. And like, you were the one who ended up fucking it up. You wanted pizza. You told her to go get pizza. She went and got pizza for once. It's kind of weird and ironic. On Halloween Day is the day that she chooses to go get pizza. And you don't have a key to this house, so we can't leave and lock the door.
It's always my fault, isn't it?
It is your fault.
You know what? I'm getting tired. Everybody blames their problems on me. Not just you, but everybody. I'm tired of being blamed for problems here. You know what? Don't blame me. Blame the fucking world.
Why'd you have to fuck it up?
It's natural. I naturally fuck up people's lives.
How do you not have a key to this house?
We had keys.
Where did the keys go?
I don't know what happened to the fucking keys, alright? I don't know. We had a bunch of keys and then they just disappeared.
Well, why did the kid have to go with your aunt? He could have stayed here and then we could have just left.
You know, personally, I wouldn't really complain about something like that.
Why?
Because it's good. We did our little videos.
Yeah, but we can't guarantee that we're gonna put them up today, right now.
Well, technically, yeah.
No, videos are HD, and no matter the length, it takes forever to put an HD quality video up. It takes a long time.
Not for me.
It takes like an hour.
Not for me.
You know what? Fuck you.
Maybe for you, but not for me. But
Takes forever.
look, I just don't want to talk about this, alright? Look, the reason why I fuck things up is because that's nature. If there's one quality about me that people recognize me for that know me, is that I fuck up everything.
But how is that possible?
Once I come, you might as well just have a terrible day.
Why can't we just go now, trick-or-treating?
We're doing a podcast.
We can do the podcast while we're trick-or-treating. That was our original plan.
Fuck off!
And now we have to wait here for your aunt, and I don't know how long she's going to take. And for some sadistic, fucked up reason, you think in your head that just because you're going to go out late doesn't mean everybody else who's giving out candy is going to give out candy all fucking night. Dude, by the time it turns like 9 o'clock, they're going to stop.
You know what? I wish I did take your idea that you had originally.
Which is what?
Buying a ton of beer and getting drunk, because then I wouldn't remember this conversation.
It was a backup plan.
You know, and look at that, our backup plan failed, and it's a fucking backup plan. It should work automatically, and it didn't work. It's a piece of shit. Can you please get out of here, please? Why? Why her? Look, we don't want to depress you, alright? Look, you know, to be honest, I mean, Halloween, it comes every year. It comes and goes.
Yeah, but you don't know.
And so what if you have like a like one or two crappy Halloweens?
So that's like having a crappy Christmas. You're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. That crappy Christmas.
I never really had a crappy Christmas.
What about that one year when you didn't get any presents?
Yeah, that's crappy. But I mean, like, as far as like the Christmas spirit and celebrating it, no, that was always good.
What do you mean celebrating it? You don't even like people. You don't even like being around them.
Well, I like Christmas. It brings me warmth and joy to my heart. And ironically, I have a heart. I'm like the Tin Man. I have no heart. Fuck you. I'm just tired of people giving me shit, man. It's okay. You know what's the one? Yeah, I fucked it up. I fucked up Halloween this year, and I fucked it up last year. And you know what? I probably fucked it up the year before, too. But you know what? Fuck you. Don't give me shit. Fuck you all.
And your aunt's not even bringing good peaches. She's bringing Papa John's.
Hey, okay.
Who the fuck eats Papa John's?
Okay, you know what? You need to stop getting so picky when it comes to pizza. A pizza's a pizza. I don't give a fuck. It's a pizza. It's a fucking triangular slice of cheese.
Of course you say that because you're a fat guy.
I know. I'll eat anything. Damn it. Look, we're not gonna argue about this shit. Instead of arguing about it, we should just enjoy it.
Enjoy what? Sitting here talking.
I can't.
Which we could do every day.
I can't.
Jesus Christ.
Let's talk about what we're gonna talk about.
Which is what?
Horror.
What I want. You want to know? Horror is today. Today's a horror.
Horror movies.
Horror movies today. If I recorded this is going to be a horror movie. Happiest Halloween. The Boy Who Cried Wolf.
Listeners of the Paulcast, if you're listening to this and you think our Halloween is crappy, I would like you to comment. I'll be happy just that you're listening in the first place. But if you're listening, I would like some of you to tell me if you guys have had a terrible Halloween one year, just as bad as this or even worse.
At least the other years we had beer and weed. At least I could forget that ever happened. I have to remember this for the rest of my life.
You know, I'm sure you had at least one terrible Halloween at some point before you met me. I'm pretty sure there had to be at least one.
Yeah, but why today? Why? Today.
I had a terrible one too before I met your ass.
Yeah, but why today, man?
I just want to cry.
And that is ironic. It's like you're on all the time, never gets the food that you want, but on the day that we actually want to do stuff, she gets the food and we have to stay here and wait.
I'm Dracula.
Why don't you just keep the back door open and we can just go out the front door and lock it?
Anyway, people. Since it's Halloween, and so far, it's not going good, and some people are not helping the situation.
Because you fucked it up so good, I can't even explain it.
I know, and you're not helping when you keep talking about it.
How am I not helping? I just told you a good idea. We could just lock the front door, keep the back door open, and then when we're done trick-or-treating, we could just come out the back door. Or you can ask Bill to come over and wait here until your aunt comes back, and we could just go trick-or-treating. I'm pretty sure he can fucking stay here.
For those of you who don't know, he's talking about my neighbor.
Exactly. I doubt he's going to steal anything. I mean, like, there's not really anything worthy of stealing in this house.
He's probably not even there.
He is there. His truck's there.
Okay, his truck's there. Okay. Your mom's car is at home. Does that mean you're there or your dad's there?
How does that have to do anything?
No, I'm just saying, like, your mom's, like, we're at your house in your mom's car. Does that mean your mom's there?
Yeah.
No, because sometimes she leaves and your car's still there.
That's because when someone picks her up.
Exactly.
But she's home.
But he probably could have been walking around with his granddaughter.
You could check. There's something called calling him. You keep bitching about me not helping, but you're not contributing also.
You're not helping.
And you're not contributing.
You're just making my self-esteem worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's already terrible as it is looking. I'm a sloppy bitch. You know what? I'm not gonna take any of your shit! See what you made me do!
I didn't make you do anything.
Well, aside from the fucking squabbling and the rambling and the babbling, I want to talk about horror movies. All kinds of horror movies. From the fucking Universal Monsters to the fucking shitty remakes of today. Okay. Turn off the light.
For what?
Just turn it off.
I don't want it. Why are you going to turn it off?
We can do a podcast in the dark.
For what?
Because occasionally I like to try new things. Okay. So.
You know, when I have a mansion, when I get rich and famous, and this is in my head, I'm going to have a mansion.
Of course.
And then every Halloween, instead of doing stuff, I'm just going to have all my friends come over, and I'm hopefully, when I'm famous and rich, I'm going to have a lot of friends. Famous friends, like Ben Affleck and shit. I'm going to have them all come to my house, and then we're going to play a game, like there's a killer in the house. You ever heard of those things?
Yes.
Like everybody in the party.
It's
like,
called foreplay.
I know, like everybody in the party plays a character, and then someone gets killed.
That's basically that Family Guy episode.
Huh?
There's a Family Guy episode just like that.
I know, but it's a game.
You know, like Ghostface or some shit.
Yeah, and like everybody in the house who's playing a character has to find out who the killer is, and one by one, everybody gets killed.
Yeah, that's fun.
I want to do that when I have a mansion. Because it's perfect with a mansion, not with a shitty house like this. You can't really do it in this house because you can automatically find out who it is.
Your house ain't any better.
I'm not saying it is.
Well, yeah, that actually does sound fun.
Okay, well, to cut out everything you were about to say, my favorite horror movie is Halloween. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Don't just talk about one. Let's talk about some of them.
Why? The only thing I actually care about is Halloween. Friday the 13th, yeah, that's a cool franchise, but Friday, it'd be better if he just, like, I don't know.
Nightmare on Elm
Stick
Street.
to the killing and stop with the puns. His puns are like, Let's see, who else? Chucky, I mean...
Child's Play franchise.
Who can take him seriously?
You're not supposed to. Well, you kind of are.
Well, I'm done.
There's like a bunch of horror movies franchise out there, and you're only naming like 3. Well, like 4.
Yeah.
All right. Well, technically speaking, I don't have like a favorite like number 1 like horror franchise because I like them all. I mean,
you want to suck my cock?
No.
Just the pastime.
No.
It's ready.
I'm gonna go fuck.
I'm just messing around.
Okay. Well, I love the Friday the 13th franchise. I love Halloween franchise. I don't love it. I like it. I mean,
why is it the Friday the 13th franchise is so popular, but every movie has like a horrible rating?
It's because every Friday the 13th movie, they always do something new.
Yeah, but even the first one doesn't have a good rating.
in comparison to the sequels, it does.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like it doesn't have like a full set of stars. It's like
I know that, but it's still
probably a good like 3 stars, maybe 2.5.
But it's still considered like one of the best of the series. Obviously, Part 6 would be another one. I mean, like,
my favorite Friday movies has to be Part 1 to 3, and that's it.
what about Part 4? You don't like no fucking Tommy?
No.
By Corey Feldman, the badass?
No, I don't like any of the other ones.
Well, come on, give some credit to Part 4.
They're okay. I just don't like them.
I like all the Friday the 13th. See, the only thing about the Halloween franchise is that they kind of followed the trend of having a ton of sequels, like Freddy, like A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th did. And honestly, that doesn't...
Because the Halloween franchise, when they originally made the first one, it was never intended for a sequel. They said it a million times. Deborah Hill, John Carpenter. They said it a million times that it was never meant to be a sequel, but because of the fucking...
Yeah, but didn't he write the second one?
He wrote it, but it doesn't mean it was intended. He wrote it afterwards when they wanted to do a sequel.
It's kind of funny. I think the director who directed Halloween 2 directed Halloween Resurrection.
He did.
Doesn't that kind of kill you?
I guess. Like
you made a good film and then you made a crappy film.
I know, like, my favorite Halloween movies is Part 1, Part 2. I like Part 3, but as its own film. I don't like it a part of the franchise, obviously. But
don't you hate that, like when you have like a horror franchise, right? Let's say that all the movies have the same director, but some of them come out crappy, and yet it's the same writer and same director and everything. Don't you hate that?
I guess.
Like Evil Dead, Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi. Bitch.
Sam Raimi. He wrote and directed all 3, right? Basically.
Yes.
But yet the first 2 are like the best ones. I'm just saying, like, to me that doesn't make, I don't get that, But aside from that, like, yeah, like, I love Friday the 13th. I love all the movies, like even the sequels that are not. I will admit, Jason Goes to Hell, not my cup of tea. You know what I mean?
My favorite part in Jason Goes to Hell has to be the beginning.
Well,
That's the only part I like.
With the chick in the cabin.
Yeah, that chick was so
and
hot.
Then,
she was literally super hot. I mean, like, if there's cops.
She was one of those, she was
an undercover cop in the movie, her character. If there's undercover cops who are hot as her, Jesus Christ, man. That just boggles my mind.
She was like one of those hot chicks of the 90s.
She was super hot. I just love that scene when she's preparing the shower and shit, is getting naked and shit. I love that part. And then when she's running away and shit. And then once they blow out Jason, that's when I got uninterested. Everything else was like, eh.
No, but it makes sense for them to blow him up. I mean,
but I find it ironic, like now you figure it out how to kill him. It's like out of all the sequels, like when you have like a shit ton of kids getting killed at a camp, and they keep saying like it's a serial killer called Jason Voorhees. You don't think of like, oh, maybe we should actually check it out. And then finally in the last one, they're like, okay, let's send in the military and blow him up. It's like, it took you that long to figure it out, bitch?
But they were successful, and success caused for sequels. But to be honest, Friday the 13th, I love all the sequels. I mean, Jason Goes to Hell. I mean, I too like the beginning, but I love the ending also. I mean, you see
and then there's Jason X.
Jason X. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just start with every movie?
I don't want to.
Friday the 13th, the original.
I just want to talk shit about everyone I don't like.
I liked it. Oh, just give me a sec. Friday the 13th Part 2 is my favorite of the entire franchise. Because it's the first appearance to feature Jason as the killer. It's not his first appearance, but it's his first appearance as the killer. That's technically when his killing spree begins. Friday the 13th Part 3, of course, is going to be the most memorable of the series, because that's when he picked up the now infamous hockey mask. Part 4, I loved it also because Corey Feldman was awesome. Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. It was actually kind of funny, actually. There were a lot of funny moments. We saw it the other day, actually. It's fucking hilarious. Friday the 13th Part 6, one of the best of the Friday the 13th movies aside from the first one. Part 6 was awesome, and it was a future reference for Scream. It was an awesome movie. Friday the 13th Part 7, probably the best Jason appearance. Probably the best makeup and look of Jason, period, in the franchise. Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, I liked it also. Jason Goes to Hell, I only liked some scenes, I didn't like the whole movie. Jason X, the idea of it is cool, but I don't think it was portrayed very well. The idea of him like being sent off to space is kind of cool, but
I was like the part when he becomes Uber Jason, and then he's out in the simulation of the camp, and then those two chicks are in their sleeping bags, and they come up and they just get all naked. Probably the best part of the movie.
you know, you might as well just say in all the movies the best part is when all the chicks get naked.
Pretty much.
You fuck.
Well, that's what Friday the 13th is. It's basically a whole bunch of hot chicks getting naked, about to have sex, and then Jason comes and kills them. It's practically the entire fucking franchise.
It ain't just people having sex. Other people get killed too. People don't do.
Okay, can you think of a storyline that's actually perfect in the Friday the 13th franchise?
Yeah.
What?
The first
I
one.
don't think him going to space is that fucking clever.
The first one.
Oh yeah, the first one. He wasn't even in the movie.
Well, technically he was, just not as the killer.
His mother was the original killer, and he didn't appear until the second one.
Oh yeah.
And then he didn't become how we know him as now until the third one.
Exactly. Freddy vs. Jason, a dream fanboy film basically. From what I hear, it's been like a dream. It's like been a fanboy film.
I like the idea of it, but there was no hot chicks. No hot chicks getting naked.
That's a lie. There was like 2 chicks.
There was like 0 chicks that were good looking that were naked.
There was a girl in the opening scene. There was the girl.
Yeah, but she wasn't that hot, and her tits were like, eh.
in the shower scene before her boyfriend gets killed by Jason, she has nice boobs.
She was, her face she just looked like a dimwit. And plus, she literally looked like a dimwit. She was with a stupid hat and get all drunk and shit. And her boyfriend, like, who the fuck, like, that's just like a pure, like, representation of, like, stupid chicks of today, having douchey-ass boyfriends like that. That's what Jason has to do to everybody in the country, like, kill all the shitty-ass boyfriends.
Which is practically what he does.
Stupid schmucks.
Freddy vs. Jason, I liked it. I mean, I saw it in theaters.
Like, who no bitches about that? Remember that one scene when he was in the house, and then, like, the chick pulls out a cigarette and he starts bitching about it? It's like, what? It's menthols. It's like, you know I hate that shit!
But you gotta admit that's kind of funny.
Like, what a complainer. I mean, like, Jesus.
But that's kind of funny, though. Oh, Trey, after my birthday? Whoa, babe. Why don't you kiss me after you smoked, huh? Line up their mentals. Yeah, I brought Blake. Where's Linda? It's Lori. It's kind of fun. So anyway, yeah, the Friday the 13th, the remake, it was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but it was okay. And yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one is obviously awesome. Huh? Alright. The first one was fucking awesome. I mean, you know.
I'm gonna put the pump in your room.
Just don't dirty anything. So, yeah.
Well, that's going to be the end of it. This is the end of the Paulcast failed. I don't know when I'm going to be able to make another one of these, but seeing as how I'm taking a break currently, if you're listening to this, that'll pretty much be an indicator that the break is over. But I was hoping to actually do this particular episode with Paul himself, but seeing as how his bitch ass didn't want to come over, that's kind of failed in and of itself. So one of these episodes I'm going to get a recording of him on this channel. But that's going to be it for the podcast failed. And if you want to listen to another episode, come back to my channel next week, or listen to the official pod, which is on Paul Acosta's channel, EvaScar23 on YouTube. That's going to be it. Paulcast failed. This is, I think I'm just going to call this like the horror episode, because the whole day ended up in horror, so, and plus it was Halloween, so this is going to be the horror episode. And thank you for listening.